Arm recoveries in freestyle aren't that important until they're important. Once they're preventing swimmers from swimming with great alignment or creating a ton of propulsion, it's a problem we have to address. Hi everyone, Andrew here, helping you help your swimmers get faster. If you watch swimming at any level, even elite levels, you'll see a lot of different arm recoveries. A lot of different arm recoveries can be really effective. In some cases, they can actually disrupt really important aspects of the stroke. Let's take a look at a simple intervention to help swimmers improve their arm recoveries when those arm recoveries are holding back their skills and their speed. Arm recoveries aren't necessarily a problem in freestyle until they are. When they are, they can result in compromised alignment. So if the arms are coming across the body, that's going to pull the body out of alignment. The hips are going to go one way, the shoulders are going to go the other way, and now swimmers are creating a lot more resistance. And it gets worse because if the body moves one way, it's going to move back in the other direction, and now we're wiggling down the pool. More resistance swimmers create, the less speed they're going to create. Poor recoveries can also compromise propulsion. So if swimmers are really wide with their arm recoveries or they're really narrow with their arm recoveries, it puts the arms out of position to effectively set up the stroke and create a lot of propulsion. So if swimmers have a poor setup of the stroke, that means less propulsion. The less propulsion they create, the less speed they create. So exactly what the arms are doing isn't that important, but the arm recoveries do need to be direct and that they're moving straight forward so that they're not pulling the body out of alignment and they're not entering the water in positions that make it a lot more difficult for swimmers to effectively set up their stroke. So if we watch this swimmer here, it's a perfect example of effective recoveries. Now I understand that we're watching from under the water, we can't even actually see his arm recoveries, but that's precisely the point. What happens over the water doesn't matter as much as the final end point for the recovery. So if we can see his hand is entering straight forwards there, and then on that side, and what we're seeing is that it's not coming across the body, it's not pulling his body out of alignment, and it's putting his arm in position where he can pull really effectively. And so what matters here is not so much the precise movement that's happening over the surface. What matters is where the recovery ends up and the path that it's ending up in and the direction it's moving, which in this case is straightforward, and that's what's absolutely critical for effective arm recoveries. If his arms were entering and they were coming across his body, or they were entering and they were really wide, that's going to cause problems in his alignment. That's going to cause problems in terms of creating propulsion. But again, he's being really direct here, and that allows him to stay in line and allows him to set up the stroke really effectively. So precisely what's happening over the surface doesn't matter. It matters what's happening as swimmers enter the water, which can be affected by the recovery. But what matters is the endpoint. If swimmers can get that right, they're going to be good to go. So what's an effective way to solve that problem? Well, if swimmers are struggling to control where they enter and how they enter, simply have them recover the arms under the water. It allows them to practice really direct arm actions. So they can reach straight forward, they can pull straight back, and that allows them to feel what it's like to recover directly, how that allows them to stay in line more effectively, how that allows them to set up their stroke more effectively. It's an effective strategy because it puts swimmers in position to be successful. It simplifies the stroke, it makes it easier to recover the arms, but it doesn't change the rhythm or the dynamic of the stroke. So it allows them to feel it, it allows them to understand how to recover straight forward, and then what that allows them to do in terms of their alignment and their ability to set up their stroke. And once they can feel that position, once they can understand it, then we can build back into regular freestyle, and we can do so with an understanding of what we're trying to accomplish and how to make it happen. So once swimmers get the hang of underwater recovery and can do that reasonably well, then we can transition to one arm over the surface, one arm under the surface, and their goal is still to be just as direct under the water, just as direct over the water. Again, they can start to feel it. Now they can start to transition back to regular freestyle and still make it happen. Once they're better at over-under freestyle, they can do it well on both sides. Now we can start adding more and more freestyle. So by allowing them to feel the key skills in a way that's very similar to freestyle, we create the foundation for more effective arm recoveries. So if we watch it from the front, we can see straight forward with the arm recoveries, and then straight back with the pull. And so there's not going to be any side-to-side motion. It's going to be real simple. It's going to be real direct, and swimmers can feel what it's like to have an effective arm recovery, and they'll have a recovery that doesn't disrupt their timing and allows them to set up the stroke effectively. As you can see, And as you can see, the timing and the rhythm are just like regular freestyle. And so it's a very simple way to help them feel these skills in a way that's very similar to actual swimming. Once they can execute it here, transitioning back to regular swimming is a lot easier. So while the drill itself is relatively simple, there are some strategies that can make it more effective in terms of actually getting the changes that we want in terms of improved skills in racing conditions. So first, we kind of have to bridge the gap from underwater recovery to regular freestyle. You'll have some swimmers that can pick it up right away. They do the underwater recovery. They can make it happen when they swim. It's not something you want to count on. So using something like over-under freestyle as a bridge, as a transition between underwater recovery and regular freestyle can be really effective. It allows them to recover one arm over the water, so now they can practice a true arm recovery, but they still get the reinforcement of recovering one arm under the water, and they can still get the sensation of being really direct with their arm recovery. Beyond managing the different drills, you want to challenge those drills along the way as well. So give them performance goals with either the underwater recovery or the over/under freestyle, stroke counts, stroke rates, speed. Challenge it when they're tired, because most skills, especially the arm recoveries, are going to get worse when swimmers get tired. If we put them in positions where they have to execute the drills when they're tired, they're going to become more robust. Use resistance, whether you put resistance on their arms like drag socks to resist the underwater recovery, or give them a parachute or something to swim against. That can be really good for challenging those skills more. Have them use closed fist, upside down paddles, different tools to challenge the skills in that respect, and use different training aids, buoys, fins. It's all good just to vary the challenge as well. So rather than just doing the drill, we have to train it pretty effectively if we want it to show up, and we need to make sure that we're helping swimmers transition from underwater recovery to actual freestyle and still executing great arm recoveries. Here are two sets to illustrate these concepts. First set is a little bit more of an endurance set. They're going to go 2 rounds through. They're going to go 425s underwater recovery, odd smooth, even strong. Then they're going to go 100 freestyle. They're going to work on the same direct, effective arm recoveries, 75 same stroke count each 25, 25 build to strong. Then they're going to go 425s over under freestyle, odd smooth, even strong. Then they're going to go another 100, 75 same stroke count each 25, 25 build to strong. Then they're going to go 425s with the other arm over under freestyle, odd smooth, even strong. Then they'll finish with another 100, 75 same stroke count each 25 plus 25 build to strong. So we're reinforcing the skills, and then we're giving swimmers the opportunity to make it happen when they actually swim, and we're challenging them with some speed. We're challenging them with some stroke count to ensure that they're swimming well and they're executing those skills at a high level. Second set, more of a speed set. They're going to go 25 underwater recovery, 25 freestyle, 25 over under freestyle, 25 freestyle, 25 over under freestyle with the other arm, 25 freestyle. The odds are minimized stroke count and time. The evens, they're going to add 2 strokes from what they did in the previous round, and they're going to try to go as fast as they can. So the goal here is to challenge the skills with speed, make sure that they're executing with really direct arm recoveries. They do the drill, and then they try to apply that with their actual swimming, and they repeat that process over and over and over again. The more chances they have to do things really well, the more likely it is that they'll learn the skills that we're trying to help them improve. One of the key benefits of more direct arm recoveries in freestyle is that it prevents swimmers from moving side to side. It allows them to swim with better alignment. For more on how to improve lateral alignment in freestyle, check out the video below.